I really liked how these guys came out tonight. If we could have played on Tuesday, they were ready to play. We had a great week. These guys have just been waiting and waiting. Thought early in the game we hit some balls really hard that just didn't go our way, and then you could see that fourth inning how we were able to put it together and just pass the bat. I loved Taylor setting the tone. Even though we gave up one run in the first inning, it's going to happen. But what I love is how she got out of the jam and she just got better as every inning went. And then watching Elise coming in and close it up. And then obviously that big fourth inning with Ayanna coming up big with the grand slam.
Questions and give your name and affiliation, please, Chris.
Chris Hansen, Register Guard. And I know home runs aren't really your forte, but are you still thinking grand slam when you go up there in that moment with the bases loaded like that?
No, I'm just thinking look for a good pitch so I can score my runner at third.
Jack Demler with K-Val. Coach, you mentioned that you guys were making great contact from the beginning. Elon had a good hit that was just great defense from Idaho State. What's your message to your team when you're making great contact but they're just flashing the leather like that?
It's just to keep swinging. We know if we keep hitting the ball hard, things are going to start to open up for us. And you could just see that as the game went on. It started to open up, especially in the fourth inning.
Ron Shea, Daily Emerald. Elise, you spoke a little bit over this past week about the feeling that it's like to pitch out there, and given how it ended with that strikeout, what was kind of going through your head to get that strikeout to finish the game off here?
Yeah, we always talk about taking it one game at a time, so that was my main priority tonight. I was just trying to think pitch by pitch, do what I need to do to get us back in the dugout, to keep swinging.
John Evans, 24/7 Sports. Steph, tonight you had the first hit of the game and then walk in the fourth inning. First walk since March 21st for you. Just what did it mean to just have that discipline and get things started where Ayanna eventually comes through with the grand slam?
Yeah, honestly, every time that I came up to lead off, I told Coach this, I was like, hard hit or walk. I knew I haven't walked in a while, so just to see more balls than I've seen in the past, because I've known I haven't seen a lot of pitches lately, but I think it's just continuing to up the pitch count against our opponents and then just to get ahead in the count for myself.
Right there on the left.
One more look at Eugene Springfield. Elise, you're gonna come off and I think it was the sixth, and you get the strike and you're like shrugging, you're like everybody's getting started. Just like what's the story behind that? Just what's in your head right there?
Honestly, I can't remember exactly where it came from. I know we've done a little bit of like the gladiator. We've talked about that a couple years back, maybe. And I did it once, and it's kind of become a thing. So I look at my teammates and I go, okay. So we just keep moving on.
Back left.
McCaden Marler, Doug TV. Melyssa, great performance tonight. What's your mindset as you go to face off against Mississippi State tomorrow?
I think our mindset stays the same. It's been solid all year. We talk about being 1-0, and we take it one game at a time, one pitch at a time. We understand, for us, when we have all three cylinders firing, this group is tough. And so for our pitching and our defense to continue to give us opportunity and our hitters to pass the bat. But I feel like what we've been doing all year, like nothing changes for us.
Steph mentioned just seeing a lot of pitches, and it just seemed going back to the third, once you guys flipped the order, things started to look a little different. Can you just describe kind of second time through how much it helped? Haven't seen some pitches, haven't seen just getting up deep in the game, and then did things feel a little more comfortable?
Yeah, I would say probably for all of us, that's how we felt. We all know we're going to score. It's just a matter of when, so.
Back right.
Chris Tracy, Scoop Duck. Ayanna, going into that home run, you fouled a couple off. What were you seeing from those pitches early on that kind of set you up for hitting that home run?
I was just trying to look for a pitch over the plate, so I was swinging. If I saw it over the plate, I was swinging. So those pitches happened to be over the plate too. I just missed them.
Defense has been spoken about quite a number of times this year so far. Coming to the game from ground ball to Galen at second, great glove flip to get the out there, and Flannery in the last inning. To come in and know that's going to be, what you're going to get behind you, especially in the playoffs. Is that how much of that goes into how you attack a lineup like Idaho State?
It's everything. I've said it before. I would put my defense against anybody else in the country. That's just how much I trust them, and it gives me a lot more freedom on what I need to do on the mound to get us in and out of the dugout. So I could praise them forever. I'll put them against anyone.
Coach, Lindsay was a late scratch from the lineup tonight, just in this as a pitcher. Just where is her status at going forward in the weekend, and then just what did it take from Taylor and Elise tonight to just kind of take on that extra strain for her?
Yeah, she wasn't available tonight due to an infection, and she's day by day. What I love is if you look at this entire year, we've had to take on strain at different times of the year. So to watch these guys do that for her, I knew these guys were ready to go, but we're going to be even that much more ready to go knowing that they've got a teammate that was down tonight. So the strain, we always talk about taking on strain, and it's not negative. To us, it's a blessing, like to have the opportunity to take on strain for each other. They do that, every game that we step out on the field. So just loved watching the two of them and Emma and how they worked tonight on the mound and with our defense.
Well, all right, one more. Coach, or any of the players want to speak? You guys, your performance throughout the season earned you the opportunity to get this opportunity to play in the postseason here at the Jane. Can you just speak to what it's like being able to have the Jane crowd behind you?
I mean, I think it's just such a blessing to be able to have our fans come out and support us like this. I know there's very limited schools that get to experience this, and I don't think there's any other schools that experience it like we do here at the Jane. I mean, we call it the Lion's Den for a reason. So whenever we say it's like Jane Sanity, it's truly Jane Sanity. It goes crazy. So I wouldn't want to play anywhere else.